So if legalizing the exploitation of prostitution is not the answer, what is the answer to keeping prostitutes safe?
It's by sending the message that Canadians will not accept purchasing sex, commodifying women and children in our country, holding the demand accountable and looking at more of the Swedish model and what they're doing, and keeping the criminal element alive for the men and the demand for the supply, and decriminalizing for the victims.
Okay, well, let's go now to Professor Perrin in Vancouver. Professor Terry Jean Bedford was the main applicant in this case. She's put on a brave face, a strong woman, but you've noted that in her court affidavit, she states that she entered the sex trade at 16 at the hands of an abusive 37-year-old drug dealer. How typical is that entry experience among women who work as prostitutes?
Well, I think it's very telling that for days now the media has been referring to Ms. Bedford as someone who's choosing this as a profession. We've been told by many people, well, what's wrong if two consenting adults like Ms. Bedford want to choose to engage in prostitution? And I investigated that claim because I wondered what her history was. I was curious as to how she was brought into this. Everyone has a unique story, and hers, as you've said, was one of a tragic account. As a young child, she was subjected to physical, psychological, and sexual abuse. Eventually ends up becoming in child protection at the age of 16, and it was someone over twice her age, this abusive drug dealer, 37 years old, who was the individual responsible for her becoming involved in the sex trade, selling herself, her body, to pay for substance abuse of both herself and this individual. As it turns out, the research really shows what many people would assume. I mean, no one's really making any sort of choice among realistic career options in terms of selling their body. Precipitating events include things like homelessness, substance abuse, physical and sexual abuse. The list goes on, and it's unfortunate that some people don't realize that is really, for 85 to 95% of the people being sold, they want out but don't see a realistic way out.